Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us on the very special video that we're gonna do, and hopefully we'll do more in the future. My name is Raibot01 and I'm joined by Darold Higa, who is going to teach us all about, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Ayman Pakung, right?
Yeah,
Did I pronounce it?
yeah.
Yes?
I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry.
So apologies if we didn't say it correctly, but this is a ration. And Darold has been, collecting
I've been collecting these. It's
rations,
a hobby of mine now.
and I find it very interesting, intriguing. Never seen a ration in my life, so this is going to be a very unique experience for me. And Darold was very prepared. He even brought a tiny stove and a pot. So let's get to it. And now, just to clarify, this is a German ration. So we're going to try different rations, but today we have one, and it's type 5 ration. Can you talk a little bit about it?
So I'm going to go back a little bit into history, just because I know that people have been asking about history stuff. So it's really interesting. A lot of time people talk about, they make fun of like the French military and everything else, but a lot of modern military innovations actually started with the French. So we kind of started off with, like when we started talking about rations, or rations, for a long time, armies, when they went out to the field, they would just gather whatever they could, or they would bring supplies with them. But they weren't pre-processed. Or if there was some pre-processing, there wasn't a lot of pre-processing. Napoleon, because he basically did a lot of different reforms to the military, one of the big things he did is that he's the one who's actually responsible for canned food as we know it. So basically there was a call to try to find a way to preserve food, cooked food, in this case, meat stew or something like that. And so the first canning sort of came about, the first kind of successful commercial scale canning came about because of Napoleon's call for feeding his military. And sort of from that point on, that's kind of how military rations evolved, because it's very difficult to cook on the field. If you try to gather supplies from the local area, you can not just anger, but you can actually starve out the local populations, causing them to be very resistant to your army being there. There's a lot of reasons why that happened. So it's made a lot of evolution. If you're used to sort of like, I think if you're an American, you're kind of used to what we call the MREs, which is the meal ready to eat, which are these individual meal packs. Europe kind of went a different route for the modern. This is a NATO sort of like part of the NATO force structure.
It
even says NATO approved on here. Nowadays, the modern militaries have kind of there's two different schools of thought. One is these individual meal packs, which the United States uses, and then and most of these armies have individual meal packs, but a lot of European militaries have what they call the 24-hour pack. And so what the 24-hour pack has, it has a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all the snacks associated with it and everything else. So this should be 1 day's worth of sort of food. And so you can just hand them out to soldiers as they need them. So for 24 hours, you don't have to worry about resupplying somebody.
But even for 24 hours, I mean, I wouldn't say it is small, because it's not, but it is heavy.
Oh, yeah, it's heavy.
So they would have to carry normally one of these, or maybe a couple?
Or what they'll do is that maybe if they know how long they're going to be out, they might open it up and break it up. But now I know we have a lot of service people. They probably have more accurate descriptions of what happens, because I think also at the platoon or squad level, they're probably also distributing them kind of on the field.
Gotcha.
But in any case, this is like under lots of different circumstances. You just hand somebody a box. You've handed them basically a day's worth of supplies, which is kind of cool. The Germans have the Ayman Pakung, which I assume is like individual combat ration. And then the French have the RCIR. England has the UK 24-hour ration pack. I don't know the full name. I'm sorry if I'm screwing that up. The Russian army has one, and it comes in a green package. That's also a 24-hour package. They're all about this size. If this is popular, if you guys enjoy it, please comment, because maybe we can do more of them. Some are easier to get than others. We just happened to get our hands on a German one. The French ones are really popular. The Italian ones are next to impossible to get. There's one of the Italian menus that still has booze in it. It's probably one of the only ones that has a shot of alcohol.
That's why.
So that's why they're almost impossible to get.
Yeah, if you have a lead, please let us know.
Yeah, please let them know. Yeah.
I mean, not because of the booze. Just clarifying that.
yeah, it is because of no, sorry. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so I'm going to open this up. Yeah, and so we have the menu type 5.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah,
while you
sure,
open this?
sure.
Okay, so the menu goes minced beef risotto, and it's 300 grams. And then we also have noodles with cream sauce and meatballs, 300 grams. Dessert rice pudding with sultana, 60 grams. We have bread in here, which I am curious.
I've had it before.
It says hard biscuits. Bread covered beef lamb plus turkey hunting sausage times 2, so I guess quantity 2.
Right.
Bread spread natural. Instant chocolate muesli? Muesli. There you go.
Yeah.
What is it?
Cereal.
It's cereal. Oh, okay. Jam black jam plus apricot times 2. So it is, I believe, for the bread or maybe for kind of like a
And
dessert.
the crackers, yeah.
Coffee extract, tea extract, cappuccino beverage powder, sugar, coffee whitener, which Daryl explained that that's actually creamer.
Yeah.
Salt, beverage powder, exotic plus grapefruit plus orange plus lemon. So those are the flavors for the water. Energy bar, chocolate, chewing bubble gum, which I find that very amusing. 4 pieces of water purifier tablets, 4 sheets of multi-purpose paper, 1 refreshing towel, and 20 pieces of matches. We're not going to do the matches because we don't want to light up the studio on fire.
Yeah, in fact, that's why I brought this thing in. If you're familiar, people overseas might be more familiar with it than in the States. This is an induction. This is an IH, or an induction heater. I actually got kind of used to these because I lived in Japan for a couple of years, and in Tokyo, because of the fire hazards and for a lot of different reasons, almost all the stovetops are induction. So I still had a few pieces of cookware left for me that I brought from Japan, because they're all, in Japan, pretty much everything you buy is IH friendly because there's so many IH units out there. In the States, they're much harder to come by, but the nice thing about it is it's very safe. It doesn't heat up the plate. What it does is it uses electromagnetic radiation to actually heat the pot directly using induction, right? So that's why. So anyway, that's a cappuccino.
Yeah, this is a cappuccino, and it's very interesting because there's really, there's really no purpose for graphics or anything like that. It's pretty much simple. You get the package of what it is, and then on the back, the amount of it. And now, we were talking about this a couple days ago, but you know, I'm looking at the menu, everything that I read out loud, and there is a lot, but the amount of calories on these things is insane.
Right. So typically, if you think about it, for the U.S., a standard diet is considered about 2,000 calories a day. That's for a normal adult. That's the standard amount of activity. Usually, for troops on the field, they want to up that to 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. Because you're running around, obviously you're exerting yourself. You may be marching the whole time, driving a tank. You know, anything that takes a lot of exertion. So a lot of these field rations are heavy in calories, and they don't always put it in the food. Although sometimes they'll fortify the food with calories. But what they'll also do is they'll give you lots of snacks, chewing gum, stick of chocolate, stuff like that.
This cappuccino alone, it says 388 calories. So for a cappuccino, and man, I'm gonna feel guilty
so for
after
instance,
this.
so here are some coffee packets. So they give you a lot so that you can, you know, traditionally they give you 2 coffee packets and 2 tea packets. That kind of makes sense. You know, one after each meal, depending on your preferences. So we got all this here. This is the, I don't know German, so this is the alcohol wipe, which is really cool. I thought this was really cool. This is their salt and pepper, but it has Bundeswehr. It has the Bundeswehr little modern iron cross on there, which is kind of cool.
Salt.
Yeah, that is actually a lot of salt.
I like salt, so this is, my gosh, that is a lot of salt.
Oh, this is the creamer. This is the whitener. And by the way, I really do dig the design of these. So these are obviously contracted to the military. You'll find different solutions, like the RCIRs, which I had, which are the French ones. I definitely had the one that says not for resale on the box, so I know it wasn't some commercial remake. But a lot of the products in the RCIR were actually commercial ones. These, I can tell, were definitely made for the German military because you know, this is not retail packaging, right? But it's interesting. So this is the grapefruit drink. We'll try one of these in a second. And this is the orange drink, exotic flavor. And by the way, I've tried one of these before, and I was like,
Grapefruit and
what the
orange.
heck is exotic? And then I drank it and I said, wow, I got to get my hands on exotic. So I was like trying to find an import store from Germany because exotic is a flavor in Germany apparently. It's sort of like a
Oh, what are
fruit
you
punch.
drinking exotic?
Yeah, I'm
Come
drinking
on.
exotic. Well, it's kind of a fruit punchy thing, right? So, and then this is a citron. This must be lemon. Yeah, lemonade. That makes sense. Okay, so this is lemonade. Here are the matches, and this is the cool thing. Like you can totally tell this is meant for people on the field because it is vacuum packed in Mylar, so they will not get wet until you absolutely open them. So this is really good. Like if you've ever gone camping and stuff like that, sometimes matches are your biggest foe because they'll get damp, or if your bag gets wet, then the matches inside will get wet. So the fact that you have to kind of vacuum open it is pretty cool. These are handy. I kept my pack for my survival kit. If you're a prepper, you know what I mean. We won't get.
These are cool. This is pretty cool.
See, and then this is why I'm saying that this is not retail packaging and definitely military packaging. Here's your gum.
Really?
Wanna
Oh my
open it up
God!
and chew
Yeah,
it?
I would open the gum.
Open up the gum and chew it.
Dun dun dun! Here we go, people. If I can only open the bag. Oh my God, I have bag issues. Hold on.
It's
There we
sealed
go.
on the top and it's also zippered. So
Yeah, it's just
that's
that I
really
opened
cool.
it
No,
close
but that's
to it.
really cool. So that this opens up the seal,
see.
and then it's also resealable. So that
Oh.
if you have a gum,
There's just like regular. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah.
coloring or anything. I mean, really, not necessarily.
I'm sure it's still commercial gum, but you can tell that this is the military packaging. And of course, you got packets of sugar for your tea, and
It's
then
minty. It's so sweet.
yeah, I think it's just supposed to be like a pick me up. Like, let's say that, or you don't have to brush after a meal and something like that. So you just want to chew in some gum.
Which I feel like I made a mistake now because I have minty flavor and I'm going to be eating all this.
Well, yeah, sorry, I didn't think about that. So we'll break it up. So first, this is the. Oh, I'm not going to try to pronounce this. This is the.
That's going to be the risotto.
Noodles with
Yeah,
cream sauce and
300.
meatballs.
Oh,
No, I think that's the meatballs.
yeah, it looks like it.
Hackfleisch risotto. Oh, this is the risotto. So this is the minced beef risotto,
Yeah.
and then that's
That's
the noodles with cream sauce and meatballs. So cool. So they're in this kind of aluminum style packaging.
It's
So
very okay. Should we try?
they're a little expired, but I'm sure it'll be fine. No, sometimes this is now.
We'll
Actually, I will
survive.
say this. Sometimes this is the packing date,
Ah,
and it's not always the
That's
expire
right.
by date. And honestly, not that I'm advocating eating food past its expiration date, but usually it's okay. I'll try it because
no,
I've done this
I'll
before.
try too. But
Okay.
what was the expected duration or?
So it depends on the military. Everyone has a different shelf life. U.S. ones are, I think, 5. Now I don't remember exactly, but it's a couple of years at least. But I will always point out, and a lot of people will point out that that's usually the best buy. You can usually eat it after the fact. I've eaten older ones, and it just doesn't taste as
excited
good.
about this.
That's usually what it is. So then we have the hard. These are the crackers, which are cool, and they're super
It looks
vacuum
like a
sealed.
coffee, like the
So,
vacuum seal.
and I will say, having tried other countries' military rations, the German version is really nice because you know that because of the way these are vacuum sealed, it's very difficult for these to get crushed. Like some of the other ones I've gotten, because they've been in kind of a more loose form, it's much easier for the crackers to get crushed. So that's kind of cool. So this is something I also ran across in Japan too, but this is called, not in their military rations, but here's the bread. It's in a can.
No,
Yeah.
bread in a can. Wow, this is so cool.
This is not. So I am going to say this because, and I know if we have some Germans out there. This is the dark bread, and this is not the kind of bread that we're thinking of, like a white fluffy bread.
Yeah, this
It's
is
darker than a rye bread, and it's very, very dense.
It sounds like a hockey puck. Like I'm just shaking a
It's
hockey puck.
not my. I will admit, it's not my favorite.
Really?
But
Oh,
it's very
man.
interesting. But it's a very interesting
gonna
bread.
have to
But you have to
taste
try it. You have to try it. And of course, a bar of chocolate, and then a good old yeah. Go ahead. And then of course you have a cereal bar caramel. So this is like your standard sort of like
Energy
granola
bar.
bar kind of thing, energy
Yeah.
bar.
This one, it is 403 calories. This thing right here. My gosh. It's
Yep.
good packaging though.
And then this is a packaged butter for our bread. And then we have cherry and apricot. I think it was cherry, right? I want to say cherry and apricot.
Oh,
just
where
as
do you
black
go?
jam and
Black jam
apricot.
and
Yeah, I
apricot.
believe that this is it's black
Butter
cherries.
Feels funny.
Oh, it's more like margarine. It's not like butter. And then we have and this is the sausage. This one looks like a commercial packaging, but it's your typical kind of like European style, like meat or pate.
Grilled liverwurst. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then we have this is the dessert rice pudding. I had a different one in a different pack, and it was really, really wonderful. I was really impressed.
So it's like
you just
add water,
and then you add water, and you take a spoon, and you kind of whisk it up, and it turns into a very light and fluffy dessert. I was
This
actually
is so
surprised
cool.
at how I liked it. And this one definitely looks like it's commercial packaging,
Do this.
but
so no one sees it.
yeah. Basically,
I'll put it right
here, this is the chocolate-covered muesli, so it's like a granola type cereal.
Wow.
And when they say general purpose paper, I'm pretty sure what they're talking about are paper towels. So we have those. And packing list, which is talking about all the things we have here
Wait.
in German and in English on the other side. Oh, and in French. So the back side is in French.
These are the water.
Oh, those are
Purifier?
water purifying tablets.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot all
I
about
was gonna
that.
ask you, like, where are the water purifiers? Because I was curious about that.
Yeah, we don't have any water here that we need to purify, so we're not going to worry about that. But they always include this because in the field you don't know the
We can test
quality
that.
of the water.
The river's like around the corner.
I,
It's Chicago.
there are not enough
can do
pills
it.
here for me to give me to drink that stuff. I'll be
Okay,
really
we'll
honest.
save that for another episode.
That'll be another episode. I do have a life straw, and I have like a hand pump water filter, but I'm not sure I really want to use it. Okay.
So all of this stuff was in that
Yeah,
tiny box.
So that's
I
what's so
am
cool about
curious.
this. So let's start with the bread, right?
Okay.
Okay,
Oh
this
my
is-
gosh.
this is-
Let's
So
start the bread.
this is a hit and miss. Okay, I got some plates here.
Look at
Oh, I
that.
didn't bring knives.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's
Well,
okay.
it's
we
okay.
Have, we have to.
This is
try
like we're out in
to
the
do
field.
it the
yeah.
way that we're
Okay.
gonna do it in the
So
field.
so this is kind of cool. So it has a plastic lid, so you know what's in it. But then it's sealed with an aluminum pop tap. They actually do this in Japan too, for bread. But you'll see that this is
Nice, Drake.
this is not the kind of bread you're normally thinking of. This is kind of like a rye and barley type bread. So
It smells like
it's not
bread.
terrible. It's just that I think the first time I had it, I was expecting bread. And here's one for you.
Wow.
And here's one for me. And then Archie can try one later.
Feels.
So yeah. So what do you think? Like it's
I mean-
kind of like
You want me to be honest?
Yeah.
It feels like wet plywood, doesn't it?
yeah. It's kind of a compressed. So this is a style of bread in Germany.
It smells good.
Sometimes the one thing I shouldn't say this in a negative way. Like the one thing that I wish that when they have like these eating videos, that people don't come at it just from their own culture, but they remember what culture this is from. In Germany, they have this thing, I believe it's called, I'm not going to try to pronounce the German, so it's like fitness bread. And so this is meant to be sort of a healthy bread, and this is the kind of bread that you can just keep
It's really
forever.
good.
Ah, so you do like it. So this is kind of like a rye
I
bread.
like this.
It's very crumbly, if you notice, so that you break it apart like this.
But I feel like this would go better with the sausage because
okay.
right? It is
Well, let's
salty.
open one up. Let's open one up. So we're going to open up one of the sausages, which is
This is very interesting.
Rindfleisch.
This is very delicious.
What is the sausage in this one? The one in my package was different.
Where's the
I
sausage?
just saw it.
Oh, there you go. Turkey and beef lamb sausage.
Beef, lamb, and turkey hunting sausage. So I think
Where's it? Oh, here's. I think this is the beef.
grow
This might be the turkey.
liverwurst. Yeah, yeah. So do you want which one do you want to do?
Whatever. Let's do the beef one.
Okay. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, and this is not a hard, this is actually like a
Yeah, it's
soft
very
aluminum
soft.
case. So it's like if you've ever bought like pate from like Eastern European countries, it's sort of like that too. And I believe that this is the way it's in Germany.
So now, for example, you opened it, and convenient enough for the bread, it has a plastic lid.
Yep, so-
how
Yeah.
long would it last open?
Presumably, if I remember correctly, it's supposed to last at least a couple of days. But because this is a 24-hour pack, definitely what you do is that you'd have a couple of these for one meal. And the reason why they have it in such a resealable is that this is meant to last the whole meal. This is not like an eat once kind of thing. So you take a few out, eat it with that meal, and then with the next meal. So here's the meat. Do you want to?
Yeah, it's just.
Here, I'll give you that spoon, and I'll take this
I'll
spoon.
do this.
And I'm just going to kind of put
I'm
it
gonna
on
do
here.
a little bit of everything because again, not that I'm that kind of person, but there's a ton of calories on this stuff.
Oh, yes, there is.
So-
Yeah, no, and
Compared to what you're doing.
well,
Cheers.
I've had some of this before, so cheers.
Bling.
Okay.
Oh, that's really good. That is awesome. I love this stuff.
Okay. Good.
This is like liverwurst. Like
Yeah, it's definitely like a liver-based pate.
this is pretty good.
So yeah, so like, and I think one thing I will point out is that this one is a liver-based pate, but for Americans, not all pates have to have liver in them. It's just that that's kind of one of the traditional things that are in there. So
I feel like pate is more the consistency of it.
yes,
rather than
it
what's
is.
in
In
it.
fact,
Yeah.
that is exactly what it is. And in the U.S., sometimes people will say roulette and imply that it's a different thing. I think technically speaking, roulette and pate are almost the same thing. Although in the U.S., we definitely think of the finer one as pate and then the chunkier one as roulette. And it could just be out of meat. It doesn't have to be out of organ meat.
But see, this is one of the things I'm having an issue with right now.
Yeah.
This is perfect. This is not because you can reseal it.
No.
I mean,
No.
you
So
were,
that's why they give you two of these. So this would be for the meal. This is your appetizer for that meal.
Gotcha.
See, so
so
that-
you're expected to eat it
You're
once
expected
you're
to eat.
open.
Yeah, eat this.
Opening
But that's why
bag.
you reseal this, because you're not going to eat all the bread in one sitting, but you're definitely going to eat all of this in one sitting. Now, normally you wouldn't necessarily do this, and we have some biscuit. We'll save this for the biscuits. All right.
Wait, you want to open them? Or do you, maybe you should start some water
Yeah, let's
for-
start some. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to heat it up directly. So there's two ways you could do it, because you could toss this into boiling water and then heat it up that way. I've tried that. It's a bit. It takes a long time, and it's really hard to judge when it's done. So I'm going to. No one knows we're doing this, which is probably a good thing, because I think if I asked permission to heat something up in the studio, they would probably have said. Anyway,
it's fine,
we'll
it's
see. We'll
fine.
see. So, okay, we're gonna go with the noodles and cream sauce, or do you want to go with the risotto?
Noodles.
Okay,
Yay.
let's go. So what I'm gonna do is that.
I'm still eating this.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's good. That's why. I mean, so
That's bad because then I'm not gonna stop eating.
you're not gonna have room. Okay, so I'm gonna open this up, and then what we'll do is that, again, you could heat this up in its container, but what I'm gonna do is, last time it was easier to open,
Use the muscles.
which I don't have. Hey, I'm a game developer, man. Well, oh, I see what's happened. Yeah, there's just there's a
gotcha.
little bit of plastic liner there that got cut. That's not separated out. There we go.
Ta-da! Yay.
That
Okay,
should
now
make
we're
it-
talking. Kind of.
Kind of. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you could heat it in the tin. Different countries have different solutions. Like the French RCIRs actually have a little S-bit stove. U.S. MREs, of course, have their like heating packs. This one is specifically meant. You should have a
put it in
heater
here.
of some sort. Yeah, I'll leave it over
there.
there.
Here, show the container right here.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, go ahead and grab that. Let me wipe my hand first before I can.
So yeah, I mean, when you say noodles,
Yeah,
it's
it's a noodles
pasta.
and sauce.
yeah,
So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to heat it directly. So let's say that you decided to,
smells really good.
yeah. So if you want to do the camping or something like this, what I would do is that you'd have your fire or your propane gas, and I'm going to just dump this directly into the pot, because I think it looks more appetizing than trying to eat it straight out of the tin. Is to actually make it like you're cooking
heat it
something.
up nice.
Yeah.
Whoa, and it's on.
Yeah, so that's induction.
Cool.
So what it's doing is it's using electromagnetic radiation to actually heat the bottom of the pan itself. Sorry, it's just cooking nerdiness
Cooking
as
with
opposed to
Daryl.
tanking nerdiness, I guess. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm going to heat this up. So we just get it up to a nice temperature, and then we'll eat it. So while we're doing that, do you want to open the crackers now?
Yes.
Okay, let me-
Okay, so this is gonna be interesting. Again, it looks like
Here, I have
vacuum. No, it has the edge thingy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then watch me screw it up. Whoa, I think I did it. Maybe I didn't. Oh no, I failed at opening packages.
No, I think it's vacuum
It
sealed.
is
you
so
have to
vacuum sealed.
Yeah,
that-
but that's why the crackers don't break. That's what was very impressive about this thing.
Wow.
And I'll get some more spoons out for the. Oh,
Here.
it's already starting to. Let me attend to this real quick.
Wow, this is. Come on, package. Don't make me look bad.
Here.
Yeah, sorry. I need an adult.
Just gonna cut that open.
Oh, you have tiny scissors on that thing. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I hear the
Wow.
vacuum
Yeah,
break. Yeah, until the vacuum breaks, it's like really hard to
Put your
open.
finger there.
Yeah, but that's what I like about these is that that's what keeps these crackers intact and very, very, fresh. Even if it's past the expiration date. I actually think that's the make date and not the expiration date.
I think so, because so far everything's been delish.
Yep.
And this pasta, like you said, after being heated, looks amazing.
Yeah, you have to heat it up. We'll
my
tilt it
God.
over and let the camera see it in a bit. Here, take a cracker. There's another plastic wrapper around there as well, so I don't know if you want to.
Is it 2 portions or?
Yeah, just pull it out though, because I think you're not going to get the wrapper off
Yeah,
until you
that's
do
right. Look at that. That is so cool.
that. Yep.
Are they
So-
supposed to be sweet or salty?
That's a good question.
Let's see.
We'll find out. I think these
They're
are sweet.
sweet.
No, they're sweet.
Ah, you can use this on this.
Yeah. So
they're sweet, but not
it's
too much.
interesting because different countries will do this differently. Like the French RCIRs, which I hope we'll get to at some point. They actually have a pack of sweet and they have a pack of savory crackers.
I think
How
we
very
can turn
French.
this off because it is very hot now.
Oh,
and it's sticking to
Oh,
the
it's starting
bottom.
to stick to the bottom. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, and let's go ahead and.
Oh,
got your plate?
well, yeah, I do. There we
Do you
go.
want to do it in a bowl or plate? Let's do a
On the
plate.
plate. Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
okay.
John,
Put that
John,
on
John,
there.
John.
And let me show. Let me show this to the camera real quick first. So there it is. It's all heated up, and let me grab a little bit myself. Let me get a cracker out of the way. All right.
Meatballs are very, they have
give it a
really
try.
good consistency.
Let's see how this
All
pasta.
right.
Okay, ready to go?
Yeah.
All
There
right,
we go.
let's go.
That was pretty good.
It's good. It's kind of, I think, although the shape of the pasta is a little bit different than, let's
It's
say,
like
like,
gnocchi. It's not
yeah. Although I don't think
hollow
it's
or anything.
gnocchi, though. I think
no,
it's
but
actually wheat.
it's
So it's kind of a bigger,
chunky.
firm chunk. I think that's better because I think thin noodles in this kind of sauce and in this with this preservation technique would. Oh yeah. The bottom. The box. Oh, sorry. Let me move that out of the way.
there you
So
go.
basically what it is that I think the advantage of a thicker noodle like this is that a thicker noodle will not fall apart so easily because I've had, like if you have like canned noodles, sometimes those noodles are really kind of floppy. So this gives you a little bit more substantial noodle.
This is, when I think about it, everything that I've had so far is delicious, and I feel like it's comforting.
Yeah.
To give them something savory and
Yeah.
tasty. It is food, but in those situations, just having this so delicious must be something, like.
It's warm.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to
gosh.
take a break from everything else.
It's pretty good. When I keep eating, that's a bad.
No, but please
That's
eat.
a problem.
So I'm going to open up the, let's do apricot jam
Ooh, yay.
because we have those crackers. And let me get another spoon out. But we're running out of spoons. But here, grab a spoon. And you can grab some of the apricot jam.
That's another thing. There are no spoons, no utensils on the.
Yeah, so different countries, some provide utensils, some don't.
Yeah, there we go.
I think my understanding is that Germans do not provide utensils because you're provided with a multi-tool
Kind of like what you
spoon.
had.
Yeah, no, I think that they actually have a issued spoon that folds up or something like that. I don't
Ah.
remember the exact details, but they're actually issued a spoon and everything else, so you don't need one for your kid. U.S. ones, they give you disposables.
This is what my cracker looks
I'm going to steal your spoon for the apricot.
like. Steve. But you can borrow my spoon.
Thank you. I was going to take it anyway.
Yeah, you were going to take it anyway.
Oh, speaking of washing it down, I think we should make a drink next. All right, so here's some apricot jam. Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh.
That is some good stuff. Wow.
And a lot of calories.
Yeah,
You
but
notice-
it's fresh.
And you notice it's very crispy.
Yeah.
It's really nice. No
I mean,
breaks in
I'm
it.
surprised
Look
none
at
of these
impact.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think the Germans do an exceptional job in terms of. It sounds really silly, but keeping their crackers like from breaking. No, because you have to admit, this gets tossed around. This was airshipped to us. You know, it gets tossed around all the time.
Yeah.
And yet, the crackers are in really good shape. Because I've opened up crackers in other like kind of kits. Usually, there's at least a few broken crackers. And these are really nice and crisp.
The jam, it's very citrusy. I mean, it is apricot, but it's very citrusy and fresh. It's
Yeah.
not overly sweet.
So one big difference, and this is why I really enjoy other countries' rations, is to try how their sweetness and saltiness levels and everything else. I think American preserves are like super sweet compared to most of the world.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually like preserves from other countries because I go, oh, this is a lot more fruit than sugar.
And I mean, look, the Germans, they love their salt because this is crazy.
Yeah,
This is
that's
a lot of salt. And we haven't really salted anything.
No, this is
We
fine.
really have not.
No.
So I'm surprised there's like,
I will say this for people who are curious. The pasta is a bit like I'm just going to do this from an American point of view. It's very much like a Chef Boyardee type canned pasta, but the meatballs are very, very hearty. These are not small meatballs by any stretch.
I feel like this pasta's, yeah.
And
It's
I think the
good.
pasta's good
You
because
mean
it's
not
also very.
pasta.
It's very. Do you want more? Go ahead.
Well, we still have we can save the risotto for another episode.
I think we'll save that for another episode because I don't think we're going to get through all this.
No, we already used the pot.
Okay,
so.
I am definitely going to go for exotic because I talked about this. Now I really want to open up the exotic. You want one too, or
I don't know.
we can share exotic, or you can try one of these other ones because we have. Again, they give you a lot of drinks, so like one for breakfast, obviously, and just throughout the day, it gives you an opportunity. And I think
Grapefruit.
so. The difference between an MRE is kind of for that sitting.
It has the
And
thingy at the top.
I know. I'm just going to cut it open.
Okay,
But the
you can use
24-hour
your-
pack, because that's why I have a tool. But the 24-hour pack gives, I think, the soldier in the field some flexibility, because then they can decide when they want to eat these things based on their personal habits.
Is there
so that's
color on yours?
So this
No?
is not.
Yeah.
So basically, what we're going to do is here, we're just going to, and I don't know the exact ratio.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
don't
gonna
want
have
to overdo it.
because I think this is meant for a canteen.
Let's see.
No, I think it's meant for a canteen. So
Beverage.
it's 32 grams of, but I'm pretty sure for half a cup,
I'm gonna do
we
that.
just need to do, yeah, I think we could, so I got some water here. So I'm going to pour some water
Oh,
in.
it does have a little bit of color.
There's a little bit of coloring there.
It's like slightly pinkish.
So like I said, because we're going to try a drink and then we can make
There we
more.
go.
But we probably want to try each other's.
Shake it.
And I kept one spoon, the last spoon for this. That's why I was trying to think ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do you need more water?
I think
that's about.
this is very convenient.
Okay, so
I will
let's.
do.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers. Smells really good.
It's good.
Again, not
Which one did
overly
you use?
sweet.
Which one did you use?
Grapefruit.
Lemon? Oh, grapefruit.
Yeah, grapefruit.
Yeah. See,
Not
yeah,
sweet,
that's-
and it does taste like a grapefruit.
and you want to smell the
Yeah.
exotic?
You wanna try
you'll
this
try.
one?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
try
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that's good. Oh, wow.
Exotic tastes like its name, exotic.
Yeah, see, it's really weird because I said, "Oh, that's an interesting
What
flavor."
is it?
No, I don't know. Like I saw a picture and it was all in German, so I said, I'm gonna try to get a
I'm gonna keep
wait.
eating bread because that's
Yeah.
what we do. We
Yeah,
eat bread.
when I get a chance, I'm gonna try to get some exotic. I guess it's kind of interesting. I think there's like it's like a lot of tropical fruits. I think that's why they call it exotic.
Definitely. Yeah, we're
But
gonna
next
save
time,
these. Yeah,
we'll save
these
those.
two.
Yep.
Ta-da! So we're gonna save orange and lemon for
And
next
then we also have
episode.
another sausage. Mm-hmm. And then some more preserves and everything else.
So these, you said this is rice
A
pudding,
dessert, so
and
we'll
then
save that one for the next one.
Okay, and do you want to try this one for dessert?
Oh, yes, I have bowls. I don't
Although-
have milk though.
I don't I mean, I would call this dessert, really, but
Yeah,
if they
yeah.
give us more.
Well, so this is supposed to be like a full breakfast. I've had this before.
I'm literally going all over the place. I'm eating pasta, then I'm eating
Well,
the cookie with apricot, and then
that's the thing
bread.
about a 24-hour ration. Oh, so you do need the water.
You do?
Yeah. So I'm gonna pull it out. Oh no, that's not. So I have a bowl here.
Yay!
So what this is kind of like cocoa. You want to see? And I'll show it in picture here.
Kinda
I
like
don't
an
know if it
oatmeal
goes.
mix.
Yeah, it's like a cocoa oatmeal mix. So I'm gonna put some in the bowl. Oh, this little.
Oh,
Just a little
chocolate
chocolate.
pieces.
I think that's like chocolate cereal stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna put some in here,
Yay!
and then we'll just do this. And then pardon our mess, because we're cooking like crazy here. Well, cooking, but whatever. This is field cooking. I'm gonna add a little bit of water. And I know that there's exact amounts. A lot of the instructions are written in German, so, but
We'll just wing it.
we're winging it. This is about right. Usually what it is that you're supposed to pour a certain amount of water into the bag and just mix it in the bag.
So they would eat from here.
Yeah, or pour it into a bowl. I mean, like if they
actually,
have access.
That might be it.
Yeah,
Look,
it flattens out,
It
yeah.
flattens out.
When I was camping, I ate it that way, which was pretty cool.
This is so cool.
So now, if you look at this,
Oh, now it does have a consistency
turns-
of
yeah.
oatmeal.
yeah, and it turns into like a creamy chocolate sauce and
Chef
kind of
Daryl.
oats. Chef, yeah, right. Anyway, so that's kind of what it looks like. It's like a bowl of cereal. Do you want to give
Did you
it a
get
try?
a good camera thing, or yeah?
You okay?
Yeah, good?
Okay.
Awesome.
You
All
want
right.
to give it a try?
I have a spoon right here. Oh, I want a choco chippy. There we go.
Okay.
Ha ha ha! This is a big spoon.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we had hot water,
It's still good like that.
you can make it like a hot oatmeal. We're eating it cold because sometimes that's all you have.
It's like eating liquid granola chocolate granola bar.
Yeah, or like
That's pretty good.
I'm gonna eat some more. Or it's like eating like a chocolate breakfast cereal, where you get the chocolatey stuff in the milk
Yeah.
with an oatmeal.
The chocolate tastes like the leftover chocolate in the milk from Cocoa Puffs. Just like that. So that it is that good because Cocoa Puffs are awesome. It's really tasty. I liked it. Wow, these are... So far, I've been very impressed. I was very intimidated because I thought we were going to eat like weird stuff. All of this has been really delicious. I really like it.
Now you know why this is my hobby. I actually really enjoy this. Oh, and you know, it makes sense, right?
Oh, I'm gonna eat this.
When you have people fighting, and a lot of these armies are volunteer armies. People are putting their lives on the line to defend their countries, respective countries. You want to make sure that they're well cared for, and so these packages reflect that,
Yeah.
and they're really good.
This is pretty good. Oh my God. I cannot wait for next episode.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess
I think we're going to wrap this one
wrap
up.
this one up.
Thank you so very much for joining us. In fact, if you can leave your comments below and let us know what other rations you want to do or want us to do in the future, that would be awesome. And let's think about which one should Daryl drink next time, orange or lemon? Put that on the comments below.
Yeah, I already drank the exotic. So.
But now you get to choose what he gets to. Anyway, thank you so very much for joining us, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.